What's up, you guys? It's Graham here, and in this video I'll be talking about the problem with the Robinhood app and just specifically overall just free investing app. But before I get into the video, if you guys can smash that like button 5 times, I will personally send a slice of avocado toast to Jeremy from Financial Education. So make sure you smash that like button. But anyways, getting into the video, like I said, the problem with free investing and specifically the Robinhood app, I've been seeing this on my channel. So I posted a video probably a few months back about how to just simply buy and sell stocks on the Robinhood app, because I like posting those videos. I understand that pretty well. I've been using it, and there's not a lot of great resources online, and they actually don't have a great customer support team or like a tutorial system to actually show you how to do that. And anyways, this video started randomly just getting a lot of spike in views, and it seemed like a lot of new users to the Robinhood app were coming on that video and asking questions, especially to me directly in the comment section. And it looked as if a lot of people actually did not realize that the Robinhood app, although it is free, is like a legitimate brokerage where you are actually investing in the stock market. And I mean, it was like getting to a point where it wasn't even just like 1 or 2 people. I mean, you can go ahead and go over to the comment section of the video yourself. It wasn't just 1 or 2 people. It was like dozens and dozens of people legitimately questioning or like thinking that this wasn't actually really investing in the stock market. And even in some cases, this was fake money. Like, for example, I got a question from someone. I'm not going to say their name or anything because they're honestly probably like a beginner or like very young. They didn't understand it. And they said, can you transfer money to a PayPal, or is it just like a game where you're making fake money? So this was a question referring to a video, like I just said, where I was talking about how to buy and sell stocks on the Robinhood app. And he wasn't the only person. There were dozens and dozens of other comments like this, people really questioning whether or not even if it was a legitimate brokerage, but just questioning if it was real money that was being used, and just asking things like, you know, if I sell a stock for $10 and sell it for 11, and then I'll get $1 in profit, is that how the stock market works? And I could very clearly see that this is quickly becoming like a somewhat serious problem, because there could actually be people legitimately losing decent amount of money if they don't actually realize that this is not a game, this is not fake, this is actually real. And especially when I was seeing questions referring to people trying to trade on margin, not realizing that that was actual money that they were taking, like, well, I guess in theory not actual money, but you know what I'm saying. They could be potentially losing a lot of money there. So that was definitely something really, really crazy. And not trying to bash the Robinhood app or anything like that, because free investing, absolutely awesome. I love the Robinhood a lot. I love M1 Finance a lot as well. They're 2 awesome apps, and they make investing in the stock market super accessible, you know, kind of regardless of how much money you make or how much money you have, which has been something that's really been, that hasn't ever happened, honestly, that at least as long as I've been alive and as long as I've known anything about the stock market. But I mean, even 5-10 years ago, you had to be somewhat wealthy and have pretty good starting amounts to even think about investing in the stock market. I mean, I know even not too long ago, you needed it, I mean, bare minimum, like a couple $1,000s, and that's like kind of looking towards the minimum side. I'm sure some of you guys will say that you started investing with a credit union back in 1995 with $200, but most people out there had a pretty difficult time to invest in the stock market unless they had a decent amount of money saved, and I think that really can hurt some people in the long term. But luckily, there are solutions to that, like the Robinhood app and M1 Finance, and those are just some of the first 2. I'm sure more and more will start to come. You're even seeing some smaller ones start to come up, like the Acorns app just made a huge deal, I think, with CNBC. I'm thinking correctly. There's Stash Invest out there. I mean, there's tons of other options as well that are really option, but this is like really, really crazy here. So if you are watching this video and you are absolutely brand new to investing, that is definitely okay. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people on my channel are new to investing as well, but definitely be wary of that. And I just don't, I really kind of somewhat confused how some people were actually thinking that this was like a game. I think it might just honestly be because the Robinhood app in itself is so incredibly easy to use, like compared to other brokerage accounts or setting up a brokerage account. I mean, I think signing up for Robinhood or M1 Finance, it really only takes takes like 10-20 minutes, and then get your bank information like across and like verified and stuff like that. It only takes like a couple of days. So I think the ease of access, like it takes 2 seconds to download the app, a couple minutes to sign up, and maybe a day to process it. I think that makes people kind of, not necessarily, it doesn't make it misleading, but it might make some people confused about it, not realizing that this is real money. And then also the aspect that if you're downloading the Robinhood app, not realizing that you're going to be investing real money, and then they like kind of slap your promotion trying to get you to take money out on margin, that also might confuse you and might make people think that this isn't real money. But overall, there's nothing wrong with being a beginner investor and questioning that kind of stuff. But I mean, definitely be very, very careful. You could definitely potentially lose a lot of money. And it's funny as well, on my channel, I see a lot of beginner investors go through kind of the same stages that I went through as a beginner investor, and that I originally went through not too long ago, actually, that I can definitely relate to a lot. So it seems like these are kind of like the stages of a beginner investor. So when you first start out investing, you see something like the Robinhood app, or M1 Finance or TD Ameritrade, some of those like cheaper, easier to access brokerage accounts, and there's probably a good shot that you got started in investing because, I don't know, you watched maybe The Wolf of Wall Street, or some ad popped up on your Facebook page that said, I turned, I don't know, $100 into $10,000 in a week using this crazy trading strategy. Or I think it's Timothy Sykes has like these ridiculous ads out there, and I think it's like his like punchline that he traded and made $12,000 into like 4 million or something like ridiculous like that, with investing and trading penny stocks on the stock market. So the course of a beginner investor, you go from probably seeing ads like that, wanting to be a day trader, wanting to be a penny stock trader. You got a couple $100 in your account. You're starting off, you're trading a couple penny stocks, losing a bunch of money, and then you kind of start to realize, okay, this probably isn't the way to go. And then you learn about dividend yields and dividend investing, and then you're like, wow, dividends are super awesome. It's basically just giving you free money. Then you figure out about monthly dividend stocks, and you're like, wow, this is the best kind of dividend stocks because I'm not getting dividends 4 times a year, but I'm getting it 12 times a year. And I can just simply reinvest those dividends. Then you get into some really crappy monthly dividend stocks that are paying out insanely high dividend yields, and then those companies start cutting their yields, which actually happened to me in the very beginning. When I started investing, I was invested in quite a few monthly dividend stocks, and a lot of those companies cut their dividends, and then I was kind of screwed, and I had to sell. And I don't think I actually ended up really losing a lot of money, but I definitely lost a little bit in some cases. And then usually, perhaps you go to like something a little bit more safe, like, I don't know, like high growth tech stocks or like marijuana stocks or something like that. And then once you realize those don't work, you probably end up kind of having a portfolio like mine right now, where I have a lot of blue chip, dividend yielding, kind of more secure stocks with a small mix of some riskier, maybe tech stocks, things of that nature. But anyways, that seems like that's the course of a beginner investor. And definitely, if you are a beginner investor, like if you're downloading the Robinhood app or playing around with other apps like that, there's probably a very, very good chance you're playing around with real money. But of course, if you always wanted to do paper trades, there's plenty of online programs for that. I used to have a bunch that I used to put in my videos. I'll maybe have to look those up and put them in the description if I can find them, if they're even available anymore. I don't even know, because that was such a long time ago. I don't even know if these are like websites anymore, if people still use them or not. But I'm sure there's probably better ways out there too if you just simply Google paper trading platform or something of that nature. But other than that, guys, that's really it for this video. Just want to put this video out there because I see an insane amount of people, someone recently commenting on my channel, kind of like ridiculous things about the Robinhood app, M1 Finance, and other apps like that. One other thing, if you actually are interested in downloading M1 Finance, there's a link in the description. You get $10 when signing up. And M1 Finance, like I said before, is a legitimate brokerage where you're investing real money, but it's a really awesome one that I like a lot. So if you're interested in that, definitely click the link and consider downloading it and signing up. But other than that, guys, that's really it for this video. If you're new to the channel, I talk about the stock market, personal finance, investing, entrepreneurship, things like that. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, definitely head to my channel and consider subscribing. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching.